Who you a fool for this? Who you a fool for this?
I walk like I talk like I act like I look like I think like my shit don't stink. I fuck like I suck like I ride like I taste like I look like my shit don't stink. I walk like I talk like I act.
Sup YouTube, we are going to do a little gym makeup situation, leg day. It's Saturday and literally all I have to do today is train legs, and I don't know. I feel like it's been a fucking minute since I've done any kind of makeup on here. This is my, like, casual gym beat. One of these days I'll sit down and do my full, like, going out situation. But normally when I'm going out, I'm, like, in a rush. So we'll do that soon, but for now we're gonna just do, like, my gym makeup and, I don't know, when I look slightly put together at the gym, what the fuck I do. The way my vanity is set up is I need to get something that can go on my mirror, so you guys can be right here, but it's just gonna have to be, like, a little angle situation for today. But anyways, I already washed my face, moisturizer, and under eye cream on. Now we're gonna go in with the Glow Recipe plumping serum. I don't know, I just like my face to be ultra moisturized before I put any kind of base on. And then for primer, we're going to use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I'm gonna do like 2 pumps of these, warm it up in my hands a little bit, and then put it on my face. But anyways, today is a leg day. It's a full glute day. We're gonna go to Iron Mine. I've honestly just been pretty much exclusively training there as of late. We brought all of the Hustle Harder girls last weekend. The coaches came into town for like a little team bonding moment. And then we had like clients or just anybody that wanted to show up come to Iron Mine. And so many more people came than we were anticipating because it was kind of last minute, just like super casual, like lift, hang out, whatever. So I got to meet some of y'all, some of my clients. It was a good time, but yeah, live, laugh, love Iron Mine. Saturdays are probably my favorite like glute day just because they're my like glute iso and I get 2 quad movements. I only have 2 quad movements a week right now because y'all know I compete in wellness. Yes, you're unbalanced head to toe, like you don't want your upper body to be like as balanced as your lower body, but you also have to balance your lower body. And the front of me is a lot bigger than the back of me is, so all of my leg days are basically like glute and ham. So this is like what I call my like Fitspo day, just because it's not like a ton of like heavy ass movements. It's still like relatively heavy, but nothing crazy. I'm going in with the Refi, it's like their brow sculpt. It's the best brow product I found if you want like that laminated look. But I let it kind of sit in my brows for a second, let it get tacky before I lay it down with my fingers. And then I'm going to go in with the Summer Fridays Skin Tint. This is in the shade 3. I have it in a couple different shades just because my tan changes year round. Just do a little bit on my cheeks like that. And I'll rub the bottom part in first, and then I'll do my brows. And then up here, if that makes sense. Should I zoom this in for y'all? Little bit. I feel like that's better. I like to do like a tinted moisturizer skin tint just because the goal isn't that my makeup's not going to sweat off and it's not going to go away. It's I want to use products that kind of melt into the skin and like sweat away and not like break up and look patchy on my face. So once I do the bottom portion, it's not a ton of coverage. Like it's just a little something. I also forgot to put on my fucking sunscreen. I usually use this, but I guess we're gonna be sunscreenless today. Then y'all just saw me. I just like press them down. The Refi brush, you can pull the top off, and it has like a little brushy brush. Just use this so that they don't look too crazy, like so. And then I'll go and blend out this. It's usually like the race to like see how far it's gonna fall down my face by the time I do my brows. The coverage isn't anything crazy. I prefer to do like a lighter tinted moisturizer and then just go in with extra concealer if I need to. And then we're going to use the Natasha Denona concealer. This is like part of the color corrector line, but they also have just like regular colors. This is in P3. Honestly, I don't know if it's the right color for me. I don't start right under my eye. I start like here and go down, and then I will like carry that product up when I blend it. A little bit down my nose, a little bit here just because that's mostly where my redness is. On my chin. Me like it's only a little bit. And then I'll cover up. I know I'm getting my period soon because I'm like breaking out on my jawline. And I do kind of let her just like sit for a moment. And then this is the BK brushes like from TikTok Shop, their concealer brush. It's the A506. I actually really like it. So not everything on TikTok Shop is a money grab. Or at least I just fucking like it. And I'll start down here just because I like for this to get tackier. Because like the more it sits, the more like full coverage it is. But anyways, yeah, today is glute iso. Glute days have been going really well. For me, I've really had to learn. My left glute isn't hard to connect with. It's my right one. And I've had to learn on things like RDLs to like, I think we always like push through our heels, like balls of our feet in our heels. I need to like press a little bit on like the outside of my right foot to like really feel that connection. But honestly, my leg days have been really good. Me and Kerrigan introduced, basically I'm back on drugs if we're just going to say it. And so because of that, we have dropped pretty much all upper body training just because my shoulders are like fine for wellness. Like I don't need to really grow anymore. It's just kind of maintaining. So my split now is Monday, glute and ham, Tuesday, just full upper body, like light pump, Wednesday, rest, Thursday, glutes, Friday, rest, but she told me I can take a class. So I might start taking like hot yoga or something, which honestly I could really benefit from, just like mobility wise for me. And then Saturday, glutes with 2 quad, like light quad movements. And then Sunday is rest again. So I don't really explain what I just did, but I start blending it out here and I just use whatever product is left to get under here, just because I do have issues creasing underneath my eyes, and the more product I put underneath, like right underneath where it's wrinkly, like the worse it's going to be. And since I don't want it to crease, I'll blend that out first and then I'll take a powder. I've been using the One Size, they're like ultra pink powder as of late. I got this during the Sephora sale. Along with my Dyson, I got an air wrap. I'm very hyped about it. Everyone that was like, oh my god, it's so hard to use. I don't get it. It's actually very, very easy to use, and I really, really like it. So I'll just go back in. Just kind of do one last blend, and then I take this powder puff, which is from Beauty Blender. Honestly, it is worth the $15. It is so much better than those little like black ones you get from Amazon. It's worth it in my opinion. And I just do this powder like underneath my eyes for the most part. And I use more powder than I would if I was just like walking around for the day, just because obviously I'm going to the gym and I will be sweating. Same thing on my other eye. And I do kind of like bring it like that too. Going with the powder again. With the pink under my eyes. And then for everything else on my face, I would wet a Beauty Blender, but honestly I'm just being lazy right now. So I'm going to take this foundation brush and just kind of blend the edges. When you're using like a tinted moisturizer, you don't really need to use a brush because the brush is going to eat up all of the product. So once I'm done with the pink powder, then I will go with my Huda Beauty powder in the shade Banana Bread. And I will just set the rest of my face with that just because I don't need my entire face to be pink. But yeah, I guess I've kind of made this into like an off-season update. Training is going really well. The goal is right now basically we have 8 more weeks of this growth phase that me and Karen are going through, and then we're going to do an aggressive ass cut. Like she's trying to get me like 20-25 pounds like above my projected stage weight. So right now I'm like 178, 179, like I'm thinking like 160. To be honest, like, yeah, like 160, if we can dip into the 150s, that'd be crazy, but 160 for sure. So that'll probably start like end of June, and then the goal is to get me on stage early 2025. I will not be sharing the show even like when I prep, just because, as y'all know, like the stress of like just having a lot of people watching me on the internet, like even if it was like subconscious or not, like it got to me, and this whole past year's kind of been like trying to figure out like what I'm going to do differently next prep social media wise to like mitigate that, and just kind of being like I'm in prep. Because what happens is, even like but when you say you're 12 weeks out, oh you're way too lean, like it's just getting all of this feedback all of the time about like if you're doing something wrong or right, it just like gets to you. So for me, I just think it's going to be easier not to share it, but I will be on stage like first quarter of 25 basically. Now I'm gonna dip into, this is my NARS, y'all know I'm a big NARS girly, NARS Laguna 2, and this is their cream bronzer. I honestly gravitate towards this. I have the powder one too, but I gravitate towards this more. I don't know if I just like the color better or what, but I don't know, for the longest time, because I used to be really oily, I would never use cream, so I was like, no cream. But this dries to a powder, and I honestly like it better than the actual powder. So I'll start up in my temples. This is a Morphe M536. It's just like a dense, like, dome, like, face kabuki almost. And I bring it across my forehead. I use a lot of products, so we're kind of spreading it over here. I go pretty heavy with the bronzer, if y'all haven't noticed. And then I'll take some, it's not like a full contour, more like a bronze. And I don't go, like, here. I go, like, a little higher up on my cheekbone. And I'll, like, swipe at the beginning and then do, like, circular motions and blend her in. And blend this all together. Like so. I will say, though, I am getting, like, the prepping itch. Like, I don't know. Once you've competed and if you loved it, you will understand why people compete all the fucking time. Like, I get it. Like, it's addicting. Like competing and being on stage is, like, so fun. But obviously I know that I need to grow, and I still need to grow more to be competitive on a national stage. So that's why we're not prepping right now, but I won't lie, I've been getting the prepping itch, like, especially, like, watching, like, all my friends compete right now. I'm like, ugh! And sometimes if I go a little crazy on, like, the bronzer on my sides, I'll put some, like, powder on the side to make it look not as crazy. And then the excess, just do a little bit under my chin. I don't really know if that ever fucking does anything for, like, your double chin or whatever, but I still do it. And I tend to use a lot more cream products when I go to the gym. I don't know, I feel like they just, like, disappear on my face better. Let's do this today. I always switch up my blushes, but we're gonna do the Rare Beauty in Encourage is the shade. So what we're gonna do is put, like, I start it a little high too. Like, we'll do like that. This is not the correct brush, but my other brushes are drying. And I like to use a brush for these just because I feel like when you use your hands, like, you have to really be careful of how much product to use. Like, now I'm like, okay, I can put a little bit more. But I always start low with, or little with a little bit amount of product. Because you can always add more, but you can only blend so much product away. And I blend this, like, all up into the bronzer, so it's, like, all cohesive, too. I really like this with, like, the bronzer. Like, I feel like it's, like, a mauve-y moment. So same thing up here. I'm, like, basically on my cheekbone when I do this. Like, I'm not, like, starting on the apples of my cheeks. I will, like, bring it here and I'll do, like, the excess on my nose, but I start by just, like, tapping a bit. I really just, like, tap it in. Forward, and I am a little aggressive with it, but who's really shocked with that one? Excess, I'll, like, bring across my nose. I feel like bringing my blush higher has just kind of, like, lifted my cheekbones a bit. But you see, like, once I put this other product on, like, I don't need a ton of, like, foundation. Now we're gonna go back in with a Huda Beauty powder, and the same Beauty Blender thing. We're just gonna lightly cut it. Like that. Nothing crazy. And I don't even let it bake. I just do that. Brush her away. Brush some of the excess powder that was under my eyes. And that is basically it. Normally, I would use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, but I'm out of it, and it's coming in my Sephora order. So we're just going to raw dog it for now. My lashes, there's like 4 of them left, so we're not going to look at that. But basically, it's just like I do my face. I feel a lot better when I do my face. The workout is always better when I feel like I look good, when I feel like I look like shit. Especially, like, right now, I'm not, like, super confident in my body, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, post-Europe, like, post-mono, just, like, my body just looks so watery. We're getting there. Like, my 178 right now looks so much better than my 178 3 weeks ago. But just on days where I'm not feeling so slay, basically, it feels good to, I don't know, when I like what this looks like and then I like what my outfit looks like, I'm like, okay, like, giving slay. You understand me? It's like I do better. But I'll throw some lip gloss on when I'm in the car just because I always have lip gloss on. Put on a little gym outfit, and then I am charging my microphones right now, which is fucking crazy. And we're gonna do a little mic'd up whatever the fuck I do today. I feel like I look like I have like a mohawk, but I'll see you guys when I get to the gym. Okay, so that was my first time using that concealer, and that powder together, maybe don't use them together because it's like, I don't know if you guys can even see it, but it's like breaking up right here. Like it's like patchy right here and like right here. One of these products doesn't like each other. And I really recently started using this, and I've only ever used it with the one size concealer. It's fine, like I'm at the gym, like I don't really give a shit, but unslay, because I'm like looking in the mirror and it's like patchy over here. I don't like that. It's kind of pissing me off. So, I don't know. It'll be fine, I'm gonna be going to the gym, but just maybe consider that. I don't like those together. Or maybe it's with the skin tint, I don't fucking know, but I'm not a fan, okay? Cancel that combo. Okay, y'all, so my mics don't work, so we're gonna do a little voiceover situation. I didn't film everything, but I'll show y'all. I warmed up, stretched it, all that shit, and I start with 2 variations of abduction. So, like, bending over like this to hit more of your abductor, and then to really hit, like, your glute medius, I take my butt off the pad, focus on having a posterior tilt, and, like, grab my glutes to make sure I feel it. Honestly, I just started doing these, and they just feel good in my glutes, so that's why I do them. I'll do 4 sets. First set, like 25 reps, 20, 15, and then last set to failure. And then my official first movement is hamstring curls. I only do 2 sets here, like 2 to 3. First 2 sets, it'll be like 10 to 12 reps. And then my last set is to absolute failure. I really try here not to use my butt and my hips to bring the weight up and really focusing on using my hamstrings. Now, this is my failure set of hamstring curls. If you notice, my entire torso is not necessarily on the pad. I don't know, it's like too long for me and I don't like how it feels, so sometimes I lift my boobs off of it. But anyways, I keep the same weight through all 2 to 3 sets depending on the day how many I do. If my first set doesn't feel heavy enough, I'll bring my weight up on the second and then keep that weight the same on the third set and go until I literally can't move it anymore, which you will see in about 0.2 seconds. You can see the reps. Ooh, she tries, she really does. And yeah, we're done. Okay, that was it, Kenzie. Oh, now we're done. At this point, this is like a voiceover gym vlog situation. Conveniently this day when I was at the gym, my friend Peter and his girlfriend were there, and so we filmed some content. He does videography stuff. He's good friends with Adrian. So this isn't an actual set. This is just me like filming for this little reel situation that I have yet to post. But yeah, that's me screaming at the camera. So slay. And then I got into my actual sets. To be honest, this hip thrust setup is not my favorite at all. The stoppers at the bottom are way too like high. And it's like the little, like a bench can't go far enough in it. Like it's like a whole situation. So anyways, I do more of like a cast bridge setup than a full hip thrust, meaning my range of motion is a lot shorter. But for me, I honestly don't really care because I feel the connection on these a lot better than I would with like a normal like machine hip thrust setup. So I'm not mad at it. I don't go nearly as heavy on hip thrust as I used to. I really had to figure out this year how I needed to feel my glutes and engage my glutes and then bringing weight up over time. So you'll see I don't even go past 3 plates anymore. I used to do like 5+. But what really helped me is the placement of the bar. I feel like I used to have it too much on my fupa, and now it's like right on my hip bones, which has made it a lot easier. And I point my toes out. I know people are like, you're not supposed to do that. Shut the fuck up. It feels good for me. That's what I do. And I push not only through my heels, my toes, but also like pushing through the outsides of my feet has helped a lot. Tucking my chin and making sure I keep my ribs tucked. You can even see that my ribs become untucked on my last couple reps, which is not something you want. This was one of my top sets here with 3 plates. And yeah. My hip thrusts really have come such a far way, but if you're struggling with yours still, just look at your foot placement, look at where my shin is compared to my femur. I always say if you struggle and you're super quad dominant, like if you struggle with hip thrusts, move your feet further back than you think you need to. Yes, your quad is going to be in like a very stretched position, so you're still going to feel it. It's not that you're never going to feel your quads in a hip thrust ever again, but it's learning how to shut that off in your brain and really focus on that connection in your glutes. I even add a band to my like last back off set here. I think I did a total of like 4. This might be my 5th set that day. This is a gluteator band. I love them. It goes around your knees and like your feet go through it, and it really forces you to push out and gives you that extra resistance. But I only do this on like my back off burnout sets. So once I've done that last set with the Smith machine, I just do some body weight ones until failure, and then I will drop. Like once we have hit failure, I will drop the band and then just do them like body weight. like you see here. Obviously, doing body weight stuff is not going to grow your fucking glutes. Like, you need to be putting weight on you, but this is my third glute day of the week, and it's more of like an isolation. So if I can add more burnouts, I fucking will. Then we moved into, this is like a trap bar RDL. I like these because the positioning of it like forces you to push your hips back. You'll notice I do still bend my knees here. Basically, I push my hips as far back as possible, and once I can't anymore, I use that knee bend to get an even greater range of motion. I did start with 2 plates aside on here, but honestly, my lower back was so sore that wasn't fucking happening. Okay, random fucking clip of me doing leg extensions, and then my camera died, but I did 3 sets of these, lighter weight, just because we're not really trying to grow my quads right now. We're focusing on my posterior. And then, sorry, this is all the fuck over the place. Bulgarians. Bulgarians fucking suck, but honestly, they are probably my favorite glute movement. Really learning how to tilt my torso like at the hips, almost like you're doing an RDL, and learning to push through your heels on the way up and pulling up with your glute has helped so much. Like, I am sore as fuck every single time I do these. But yeah, at this point, I was kind of over filming, so I finished with kickbacks, and that's it. Yay.
Who you a fool for this? Who you a fool for this?
I walk like I talk like I act like I look like I think like my shit don't stink. I fuck like I suck like I ride like I taste like I look like my shit don't stink. I walk like